Hey everybody, when you're running your MSP, do you ever feel like you're wearing a whole lot of hats? I know it's not this one because you're just not fishing a whole lot. Ever feel like you're trying to navigate the 7 seas, matey? Yep, not that one. Now, this one, I know everybody has one of these because you just do. You're putting out fires all the time. And if you have any spare time, you better be advertising your business. I'm just saying. So, I know that's kind of funny, but it really does talk about something that is important to every MSP business owner, and every MSP business owner that I've ever known comes up against this issue at some point in time, and that is hiring your first employee. Hey everybody, my name is Eric Anthony and I'm the moderator here at All Things MSP. This group is designed to help everybody who is running a break fix all the way up to an MSP and anywhere in between with running their IT services business. We call it All Things MSP, well, because that's where the business model is going and that's what we wanted to call ourselves. But we really don't discriminate, and let's get on with today's topic. So I know that everybody who has been in business for themselves at one point in time has felt like they're wearing a ton of different hats. It's just the basics of entrepreneurship, right? So when you're starting a business, you have to do everything. Unless you start out with just an unseemly amount of seed money to be able to go out and hire people, you're gonna have to be doing everything yourself. So what do we do when we get to that point where we're ready to hire our first person? And specifically in the MSP or the IT services business, which person should you hire first? Well, I have a couple of answers for that, and we're going to go through them today and talk about just a little bit of the things you should think about when you're looking at hiring your first employee. Now, to me, there's basically 3 choices, and there's 3 different definitions of the kind of employees that you would hire for your MSP business. Number 1 is an admin, somebody who does, billing, answers the phone, maybe does a little bit of marketing work, that kind of thing. A technician. Technicians are obviously vital to your MSP business. So it's very important to hire those types of people at the right point. And then of course, there's always that place for a salesperson. Now, salespeople, I'm gonna kind of discount for right now, because the problem with a salesperson is if you hire a salesperson right away and they actually do their job, they'll probably overrun you with business to start with. Who should you hire first? Well, I got a couple of questions that you should probably ask yourself if you are looking to hire your first person. Number 1 is, what are you doing all the time? Is there time that could be saved by handing your most frequent jobs off to somebody else? There's a corollary to that question. It's my second question. That is, what are you doing the least of every week that you should be doing? That's sometimes the hardest one because there can be things that you're supposed to do and you're not doing, and they're dramatically affecting your business. And so you have to decide between these 2 questions whether you're handing off something that you're doing right now and like to do probably because that's why you're doing it, or do you need to find somebody who's going to do those things that you don't want to do and therefore you're not doing them right now? So those are the first 2 questions, and those are probably the most important questions because it defines the type of work that this person is going to do. Now, question number 3, what is your strength? Is your strength in tech? Probably is. Most people in this business, that's where their first strength is. That's why they got into this business. Is it in sales? You're probably a decent salesperson just because you started a business and therefore you're passionate about the business, and that probably makes you right now the best salesperson. And then lastly, but definitely not least, is an admin. Now, on my personal experience, this is who I hired first because this is what I needed the most help with. I liked doing the tech. I was a decent salesperson. Word of mouth and just me getting out there and talking to people was bringing in a sufficient amount of business in the beginning. What I didn't want to do was the billing, and I didn't want to do the routine work of marketing. Because we all know that marketing only works when you do it consistently, and there's a lot of boring stuff like putting, stamps and labels on stuff, to send out postcards, or following up with a phone call for somebody who responded to a Facebook ad or something like that. You're better off doing the tech work and having somebody in the office doing those types of activities. So for me personally, it was an admin, but I know a lot of you out there, you're trying to offload some of that tech work so that you can be more active in the business. In eMyth terms, it means working on the business instead of in the business. Now, just to go back for a second to the question of a salesperson, because I know a lot of MSPs who want to grow fast want to hire a salesperson. And I also know that there's a good number of MSPs out there, because we're tech guys first, we want to hand off that sales job to somebody else. Well, a couple of things, and I mentioned it before, a salesperson is probably going to run you over in business if they're actually doing their job, and if they're not, you're probably paying them too much to not be overrunning you with business. So those are two things of why I wouldn't hire a salesperson, but we still need to grow. So what do? Well, we take that admin person and we train them in some marketing, or we go out and hire somebody who's at a community college or a four-year college who is working towards their marketing degree, because they can just as easily run your invoices and answer the phone. So if they have a little bit of marketing skill, hire them, and with the understanding they're doing admin work, but they can be interning as a marketing person, and that way they can put it on their resume. Works out for you because you're not paying for somebody who has a four-year degree in marketing, but it's also good for them because they can show it on their resume as a marketing internship. In the end, it really just depends on what you need for your business. If you need to hire a tech, hire a tech. If you need an admin, hire an admin. If you need a salesperson, go ahead and hire that salesperson. Just remember the couple of things that I mentioned, form those into your equation. Like I said, techs are really good because it can offload the time that you're spending doing tech work so that you can spend more time doing sales and marketing. An admin is really great because a lot of us don't like to do billing, and if you're not doing billing every week, you really need to be. Your cash flow hurts if you're not billing every week and staying up on that. Customers tend to be slower in paying if you're slower in billing. It's just the way it works out. So that admin person can be really helpful, not just from a marketing standpoint, but from a cash flow standpoint as well. And then, my opinion on hiring a salesperson. If you're ready for it, do it. But if you're not, be careful, because you can waste a lot of money getting a salesperson who brings you more business than you can handle. It's either going to make you really, really tired and stressed, or it's just not going to work out. And, they're not going to be bringing you business, and you're going to be paying for a salesperson who's not providing you with results. Hey guys, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and click subscribe to make sure that you can see all of the MSP videos that I post, and ring the bell to be notified when I post new ones. Really appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't joined the All Things MSP group, head on over to Facebook and do that. And love you guys. Let's crush this thing. See ya.